snapdragons. Look at this giant bumblebee just digging in there. Oh, it's so wonderful. Yeah. Hey guys, happy 4th of July. You can see Farmer John is out there putting up the umbrellas. Oh my God, the views out of my back window right now are so beautiful. We have so many flowers. Today I was outside harvesting and I want to show you what I brought in. But outside in the garden, it's like nature's 4th of July. So I want to go outside and go for a quick walk with you and show you what's popping up. So look, already I have harvested all of these peppers. This is a mix of giant Marconis and Keystone resistant Cubanea. I have some Shishitos and Nadapeños. We have all of these Cocozelle and Black Beauty eggplants. And I'm pulling them young because there's so many flowers on everything. And these peppers were sort of hanging a little bit low, and the peppers have been traumatized by rain. So I figured I would just grab this stuff and pull it in now because there's plenty more behind it. I'm not really dressed. I'm halfway between pajamas, kitchen gear, garden gear. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm home and I'm in my happy place, so that's all that matters. So there's some other news to report that we haven't really talked about. We're having major problems. I don't know if you could see behind me, there's all sorts of extension cords. We've been pond keepers for almost 20 years now. And 2 years ago, we lost all of our beautiful koi. They were 17 years old. And 2 weeks ago, most of our comets died just randomly. So right now, out of almost 100 fish, we have 7 fish left. So over the weekend, we had problems with the hose. One of the hoses cracked and it dumped out all of the water from the pond. John fixed that yesterday. It took him 4 hours to reconnect it. It was terrible. And then today we woke up after a terrible rainstorm overnight, and that did something and killed the power station. So now our power station died. So we're running electric extension cords to keep the pumps going. But we're doing what we have to do. So anyway, it is so hot out here today, you guys. It is so hot. But look behind me, these beautiful daylilies. Every day it's something just amazing. All of these pollinator flowers that are so friendly. You see behind me, these beautiful butterfly bushes. I can see them from my kitchen window. There are all sorts of monarchs and painted ladies. There's swallowtails. Oh, these right here are so incredible. But I was so busy focusing on, once again today, my obsession with the snapdragons, because every day I come out and I literally say, oh my God, I live in a Monet painting. Right in front of me was something that I've been like sweating for, and I gave up on it for the year, and I thought, okay, this isn't going to show up this year. I'm just going to get the beautiful leaves. But I'm standing here playing with snapdragons and squeezing them at the throat and making them talk, and John was like, oh my God, stop. I'm like, what? He's like, look, don't you see? So in all of this beauty, again, I was so busy messing around with these gorgeous flowers, I didn't even see that I had a lupin. And these are the Texas bluebonnets that I grew from seeds. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Like I almost lost my mind over a flower. But I'm so obsessed, and I didn't think that I was going to see any lupins this year. So even if it's just one, I'm just so excited. And look what else is opening. All of my zinnias are now starting to open. And oh my gosh, they are so beautiful. And something that John was obsessed with earlier was that this stamen actually has separate little flowers in it. So I know that this is going to get just a ton of pollinators coming to it. And I can't wait to see what this one is going to look like. So over here, a yellow one opened. It's a tiny little one, but it's okay. I'll take it. It is all so beautiful. Look, there's already hoverflies in it. Oh my goodness. And then over here, all of the succession sowed snapdragons that I planted, they were just all hanging in that little tiny size like that. And all of a sudden overnight after the rain, they just exploded. And now they're starting to open up. So snapdragons are super satisfying. So my New Guinean patients are starting to come back to life, and these beautiful transplanted petunia volunteers, they're just a gift that keeps giving. It's so crazy because one minute they're one color and then the next minute they're another. So it's all just a surprise as the days go on. But oh my goodness. And then over here, I have to show you this real quick also. This whole area here, you guys, just so you know, this is a big work in progress. So this is never intended to look like this. It's all very choppy and messy. And this is where we had our tulips growing, and it was just never finished because we had 3 projects at once. We finally came up with a plan. So you're going to want to stay tuned for the progress of this giant walkway that's about to become like a botanical garden. But these are the chocolate cherry sunflowers that were free seed from Baker Creek with one of my bonus orders last year. And look, it's got multiple heads on it. So this is getting ready to show up. Look at the size of the heads. And this is a free sunflower seed that was sent to me from Botanical Interest with an order 2 years ago, and I never planted the seeds. So we had a bunch of this is another chocolate cherry. So this whole side has now become sunflowers mixed in because our butterfly bushes, they just die off every now and then. This whole thing was covered in butterfly bushes, and they're, you know, high enough over the fence that you can just see all of the pollinators in the flowers. They love the butterfly bush, and a lot of people in this area don't like the butterfly bushes because they're not native, but it's okay. We keep them because the pollinators like them. So today I came out and I found more stuff. I could just run around and show you what's going on all day long. Look, these are the Señorita zinnias. I have to be careful over here because there's so many pollinators. Look at this gorgeous flower. Oh, and there's so many more opening. Oh, my giant tomato. Oh, we are in a swarm of pollinators right now. And this is a morning glory that should not be here. So we have to get this clipped off before I forget about it, because you want to get the morning glory out of your garden, you guys. It does cause problems. So, but now I'll come back and get that when I have 2 free hands. Oh, I am obsessed with the zinnias and the cosmos. This is the Bright Lights cosmos. So I have pink, 2 types of pink, 2 types of yellow. There's other types of orange and yellow cosmos coming up. I'm waiting for the white borage to pop, and my park swappers are finally starting to blush. The pollinators are really in here getting to work, and I couldn't be happier about everything. So today I came out and I harvested a few zucchinis. Everything is just growing so beautifully. It is so dense and lush. I couldn't be happier. So here's one of the other things that is on target for today is we are going to be pulling some carrots, but I'll be doing a separate video of harvesting carrots so you can see what they look like when they come out of the ground. Now, will you just look at my view from the garden as I look up at the beautiful greenhouse area? When I think back to last year, and that area was just a patch of grass that we could not maintain. It was really just a harsh environment of weeds and runoff, and it was unfriendly. And, you know, now I get to look back. It's still messy because the project isn't done. But look at my beautiful daylilies. They're going to get incorporated into the next big area of expansion that we're doing and improvement. So this whole thing is about to really get cleaned up now that we, you know, we have a few other projects off of our plate. So these are a mix of phlox and zinnias that will all be coming up. There's some liatris in there and some more cosmos, and this whole area here is just going to be so pretty now that we can focus. This area here, John will be building a step up there. They're just some rocks that are up there to try to figure out how we're going to surround the area, but there'll be a step coming down to this walkway that will spill out over here. We're going to be building some arches and all sorts of stuff. Here is the Mexican sunflower, you guys. If you're not growing this, you need to grow it. We had a beautiful hummingbird out here the other day. We were sitting and the hummingbird was landing all over the place. It was sitting on top of the tomato trellis. It was flying right by us. You can see it's starting to get all sorts of heads on it. I cannot wait to see this in mass. Look how beautiful. And another new obsession. This has to be, I'm struggling to say, this might be my favorite new day lily. This is Thin Man, another one open. Just absolutely gorgeous. Now, more of nature's fireworks over here on our tomato trellis, which is starting to be the gift that just continues to give. So many different types of zinnias are starting to open up, more senioritas. Over here, I think these are some of the California giants, and the colors are just so beautiful and vibrant. And I'm feeling very passionate about these zinnias growing mixed in with these tomatoes. And this area that I'm backing into right now, you're going to want to stay tuned for this, you guys, because we're going to develop this whole entire area from the edge of this golden mop coming forward towards me. This whole area over to our beautiful weeping Alaskan, her name is Lady Hazel. This whole entire patch of grass is going to be developed into more beds and a patio, not a patio, just a small area that's going to hold a place for a few chairs. We're putting our grill over here and a chimenea, and it's just going to be surrounded by flowers and beauty and archways and all sorts of stuff. Look at my beautiful garden behind me, and everywhere, I can say everywhere behind me, no matter which way I turn. Look at my garden. I am so excited. You guys, even if you only have a tiny little raised bed, it's still something really wonderful. Don't give up on your gardens. I'm hearing so many people saying that they're giving up on their gardens and their dreams, and you don't have to have a 10-acre homestead right away. If you have an area where you can get some sun and you can grow something, a pepper, a tomato, a basil plant, anything, it will help you to know what it is that you can actually achieve and whether or not you're actually interested in doing it. So you don't have to give up on your dreams in order to have this. You just have to think about what it is that you're doing, think about what it is that you want, and come up with some kind of a plan to retain it. Because the rewards of having this, and again, this didn't happen overnight, everyone. This did not happen overnight. We've been on this property for over 9 years, and we've been developing these gardens in this backyard since we moved in. None of this was here. It was just a giant backyard full of grass, and we realized that maintaining all of this grass is not the best way to go for the environment. So anyway, if you want to see our progress and maybe get inspired and get some ideas by what it is that we're doing that will help you to get some type of garden plan in the works, follow along with us. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Lee. Thank you so much for being here in our backyard garden, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Happy 4th of July!